Have you checked your heart lately? Your heart's beat is the first sign of life and the last. Therefore, it's a pretty important part of the body. Are you tender, compassionate, and sympathetic? Could you say that you have the gift of tolerance? Are you able to forgive easily? I could certainly use some help. God says this in Ezekiel, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh." And in Matthew, he also says this, "If you forgive others the wrongs they do to you, your Father in heaven will forgive you. But if you don't forgive others, your Father will not forgive your sins." God has promised to give us whatever it is we need in order to be more like Him. Sometimes we need a reminder of what exactly it is we do need. This quote by George Washington is a great reminder for me. He says, "How far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young, compassionate with the aged, sympathetic with the striving, and tolerant of the weak and the strong, because someday in life you will have been all of these." Now, with regards to forgiveness, I have a question for you. What do you gain when someone sins against you? The answer is the right to retaliate. As Christians, God has put a reality check in place for us. He tells us to forgive in order to be forgiven. It's a simple choice. This is what forgiveness is and how it's done. Forgiveness is a choice. Forgiveness is commanded. Forgiveness is practical. Forgiveness has eternal consequences, but this is what forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not a feeling. Forgiveness is not pretending it's okay. Forgiveness is not justification because of this or that. Forgiveness does not have to trust, and forgiveness does not remove responsibility. Forgiveness is taking the right to retaliate and laying it down at the foot of the cross. Forgiveness is not only for others. We hold so much against ourselves. Judging ourselves and others for not measuring up is painful. To forgive oneself, all we have to do is make the declaration, "Lord, I forgive myself." Forgiveness is the action key to freedom. But remember, it must be given. I once heard it said, to be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. Forgetting is the other element to forgiveness. When it's forgiven, it's forgotten. Let it go. This is Lynda Lewis with Food for Thought. Trust is not given. It's earned. And when someone violates that privilege, the relationship may never be as it once was. And that just might be a consequence of the previous occurrence.